So I love you. I love all y'all. For real.
I love girls, 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 girls. I do adore. I love girls, 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 girls.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jay Greene right here. This weekend, I thought I was going to give you guys maybe a straight up Wonder Woman type preview or review of Wonder Woman in her past, but I was like, I bet a bunch of people are making videos like that. So what I thought I'd do is give y'all a little bit of a breakdown of Wonder Woman and then just celebrate women in film in general that have been kicking ass for years. So here we go. Now, Wonder Woman was created way back in the day in the 40s by this cat, William Marston, and she first appeared in DC's All-Star Comics. Now at the time, Marston was already an accomplished psychologist. He was working with some of the cats from DC. He was a loving husband, a family man, and he also believed the women were far superior than men. Now looking back, you could tell that him and his wife were madly in love. Two peas in a pod, if you will. He and his wife actually helped develop one of the first lie detector tests, and his wife was a suffragette. Now, the definition of a suffragette is basically a woman who's seeking the right to vote through organized protest. Now, back in the day, most of the husbands was like, hell no, you ain't leaving the house, you better get your butt back inside and cook me them tacos. But this cat was definitely a very big supporter of her and her quest for other women and their rights to do things that at that time was just not allowed. Which is something that gave him a lot of inspiration in his thought process that women were strong and capable of anything. So basically, the way that the creation of Wonder Woman came about was that, like I said, he was working with this cat who was one of the owners at DC at the time. This dude said to him, hey, yo, Bill, why don't you make a comic? And he's kind of laughing, kind of sarcastic about it, but he goes home, he talks to his wife, and his wife says, you know what, there's an awful lot of male superheroes out there, why not do a female superhero? Now let's not forget that at this time, women are having a hard time doing the same things and getting the same respect that men are getting. So, with that said, he takes this idea back to DC. DC is like, I don't think so, Bill, this is not going to work. I mean, let's be realistic. Women are having a hard time voting. Do you think they're going to let them be a superhero? So, DC at the time was dealing with a lot of backlash and a lot of public outcry and concern that comics were just too damn violent. He says, look guys, the way that we can combat this is if we make a female superhero. Even the odds, even the playing field, maybe bring that violence down just a little bit. Now, of course, DC had a lot of trepidations with allowing this to go through, but they took a chance on him because Bill said, look, I promise this is going to be successful, and that's exactly what Wonder Woman was, a big success. And if you look at the character of Wonder Woman from now till back in the day, you can see that the character of Wonder Woman embodies the idea that a woman can do and accomplish any damn thing, and she did it with tremendous strength and mad courage, all in the sake of women's rights. And something completely different from any superhero that was out at that time or even now. Now, with all that said, as a man who values the strength and the mind of a woman, I definitely think that Wonder Woman is a character that we need to celebrate and is long overdue for her own feature film on the big screen. Needless to say, I'm super duper excited for this Wonder Woman movie coming out this June. Peep game, my review will be up ASAP. But moving on to some other badass women in Hollywood, and the first on the list is my girl, Sigourney Weaver. Now, as I said, Sigourney Weaver is the first on my list. She's not the only badass in Hollywood, but she's the one I'm going to be talking about right now. Now, where I first remember her from was from the 1979 film Alien. Now, if you followed my Alien Anthology review, you already know that I said she was a badass in that movie, kicking ass and taking names. She was telling them dudes what to do, and she wasn't afraid of them aliens, not one bit. But another movie that you might not have heard of where she's kind of a badass, she's wrong, but she's a badass, was Working Girl. This movie came out in 1988. It starred Melanie Griffith, Sigourney Weaver, and Harrison Ford, and Alec Baldwin actually had a little bit of shine in that movie as well. To me, this movie is basically like Social Network before Social Network. This one chick, Tess McGill, basically comes up with an idea. Sigourney Weaver's character tries to steal this idea, and then a whole bunch of shenanigans ensue. As I said before, she's wrong in the film, but she's a Billy badass when she's dealing with it. Sigourney Weaver has been kicking ass since '79. She is one of Hollywood's most badass chicks. Next up on the list is my girl, Linda Hamilton. Now, she's been doing it for a while, but she will always be synonymous with Sarah Connor. This was like her breakout role. She came out with this movie in 1984, co-starring right next alongside of Michael Biehn and your boy, the Governor himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, for those of you out there who have no idea or have never seen the original Terminator, do yourself a favor and go check this movie out. I know it's an old school movie, but I promise you that shit holds up to today. She's basically fighting a cyborg from the future because it came back to kill her prior to her getting pregnant by a guy who was sent back in time to protect her from the Terminator that wants to kill her before she has a son that's gonna kill him. What the fuck? Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking out there, but Jay Greene, come on now. The first movie, she wasn't doing all that stuff. She had Kyle Reese leading her around the city, showing her how to do everything and helping her fight this Terminator off. Maybe so, but she definitely picked up all that combat knowledge quite quickly. And in the second movie, she was basically on her own. She had been locked up and thrown in a maximum security mental hospital, already escaped a bunch of times, and was finna escape again. And I love a woman that is tough enough to escape prison. And when she finally escapes prison, she starts making all the connections and getting all the destinations that she needs to go to get the weapons that she needs to G.I. Jane herself up and go take out the guy whose plan is to build this whole Skynet empire and basically destroy the future of mankind. And she raised John as a single mom? That's a tough ass woman. Now, before I get to my final woman that definitely is a badass in Hollywood, I'm going to give an honorable mention to the homegirl, Emily Blunt. Now, this girl was a sweet little thing for most of her film career until she teamed up with Tom Cruise in Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, or as the book was called, All You Need Is Kill. This girl was showing this movie star. Remember, Tom Cruise has been doing it for a minute. This fool is a movie star and he's always playing the badass. But in this movie, he takes the back seat as the timid, scared individual who's learning from her. She's the one who's the full metal bitch, showing him what's up. If you guys did not check out that movie because the promotion for that movie was bad or the marketing was bad, give yourself a great time chilling, watching this movie because Live, Die, Repeat is a phenomenal film. Now, the leading lady to me that I'm going to talk about right now that is a badass in Hollywood, primarily known for her stuff either in the late 80s, mid to early 90s, is going to be Sharon Stone. Not only was Sharon Stone sexy back in the day, but she was also kicking ass and taking names in a bunch of films. This girl can definitely hold her own. The two movies that stand out to me the most about her, that make her a badass to me, is Total Recall and Basic Instinct. Now, Total Recall because of the fact that she's hanging with your boy Arnold Schwarzenegger in this sci-fi crazy-ass adventure on Mars. They have a fight scene together that is a pretty legit fight scene all around the crib. She's also very seductive and definitely plays him a little bit. Basic Instinct, to me, I'm going to call that movie out as a movie where she is a badass because of the fact is she plays a lot of mind trickery on people and runs a lot of game on dudes in that movie and is definitely not shy about any of it. In this movie, she's basically playing an author who is accused or at least in question of a murder because the murder happens the exact same way that it took place in her book. Another thing that I want to bring up about Sharon Stone is this. I was thinking about it the other day. Now, I'm not a fan of 50 Shades of Grey. No way, no how. I think it's garbage. But I did actually watch the first movie, I will admit it, and I did watch the special features because I wanted to know a little bit more about this garbage that I just watched and how it even got made. I mean, I heard that this chick is not even a writer. Anyways, as I'm watching the special features, one of the chicks in the special features that's an actress in the movie says, and I quote, "I'm so happy or so proud to be a part of a film that celebrates a woman's sexuality." And I scratched my head and I'm like, are you serious? Were you reading the script? Did you watch the same movie I just watched? Because that movie, to me, and I could be wrong, holla at me if I am, in no way, shape, or form celebrates a woman's sexuality. For the case in point, she didn't want to do half that shit that Christian Grey wanted her to do. She dipped at the end because this motherfucker's tripping. Now, when you look at Basic Instinct and you look at Sharon Stone, that girl did a whole lot in a lot of her movies back in the day. But when she did it, she owned the role. She was in command. She did that shit. She wanted to do that shit in the way that she did it, and she did it, and she looked like a badass while doing it. In Basic Instinct, she ran game on everybody. In that movie, she's kissing girls, she's kissing guys, she's doing this, she's doing that. She's doing a whole bunch of shit, and every time someone tries to question her on it, she has some kind of slick, sly remark that shuts them down instantly. Now, to me, I'm not saying that that movie's made to celebrate a woman's sexuality, but I will say that this woman owned her sexuality in that film and shut down those that were questioning it for sure. So when I see women today like, oh my God, 50 Shades of Grey, to me it's just kind of interesting that a movie that I mean, I don't know what you're watching, doesn't necessarily celebrate a woman's freedom of sexuality or what she wants to do. It celebrates what he wants to do because of his tripped up mind. Let's look at these old school movies that actually do celebrate strong, independent women who run shit or run game and got the knowledge to get over on people. I think that's really cool, but then that's just me. So again, Basic Instinct, Sharon Stone, Total Recall, Sharon Stone, badass in Hollywood. Now look, y'all, movies have been around since before sound was on film. So I'm sure that I missed a bunch of films and a bunch of actresses that are badasses. If y'all want to leave some actresses or movies that I should check out, or some chicks are really kicking ass and taking names and doing their thing, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Other than that, as I said before from the very beginning, I just want to celebrate Wonder Woman and everything that she stands for, and women in general, and the power and the knowledge that they have, because they do have a lot and they need to be respected for it, and we should definitely take notice of it and put more of it on film. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this review or my little talk and rant / whatever on women in film. So if y'all could do me a favor while I have you here, like, subscribe, your boy, he's out.